Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm. We continue on with our derivation. What is sensorality? What does sensorality stabilize? Right? A word is a set of letters where we're manipulating and progressing our logic, matching up our linguistics, our letters to those concepts to finalize, what is sensation, but show this direct iteration of linguistics, the letters, to stabilize the definition. And so we continue on. Spirality, spirituality. Spirituality is rituality. That is a natural definition. Sensorality is ritualistic. Sensorality is rituality. I know we've hit the ritualistic, but again, sometimes even like the same word family, but different word forms get derived at different points. Just something to point out. Sensorality is spirited. Sensorality, spirituality. All right, the ghost is spirited. And I put the ghost because it's another one of these slang cliches, something from history that's been around before, like etymology was a thing, but giving up the ghost, meaning to die. It's well documented through every major history book. And so, historically, the ghost is also spirited, animated, alive. Spirit is animated. Spirit is lively. Spirit, sprint. Sensorality, sprints. Sensorality, prints. And both words that kind of manifest in, right, if you're looking at a stock print or you want something to print, it's kind of like a slang usage. Again, what is slang? Some sort of modification of grammar intentionally, right? How are you doing? Or what you say, right? It's a phrase people will say in English, what you say, like, what do you say? But they just chop down the words. And it's like, hey man, you speak English, I speak English. I'm going to mix up this structure of the sentence to differentiate a little bit, to have some pizzazz, some spice, some just mixing it up. And so both sensorality, sprints. Again, the word sprint, like sprinting is running fast. And so, but a sprinter van, just the way that read, sensorality sprints and sensorality prints, struck me as like slang ontology. Is atomicality algorithmic? Algorithmicality, atomicality. Again, as I've said multiple times, multiple times, the questions are rhetorical, Woodcock. It's just the way the logic presents itself to me, but relating the words atom and algorithm, moving along. Sensorality is sporality. Spirality, sporality. So now we have another direct iteration, like a spore, a fungus, a spore, S-P-O-R-E. But from spirality to sporality, we're just having this direct iteration from the I to the O. Spores, sports. Sorality is sporality. That is a natural definition. Sensorality is sporality. Dispensorality, sporality. The opposite of a dispenser is an absorber. Absorb, abuse. Sensorality is absorberality. Is absorption sortation? When a sponge soaks up water, is it sorting the water? Again, trying to generate this very clear, definitive question, very clear, definitive answer, showing that iteration of sensorality. Sensorality is sortationality. Sensorality is saturationality. Again, sensorality is saturationality. Orality to rationality are both contained completely within those words. What is orality to rationality? Right? Do you say rational things? Saturation soaks. What is saturation to maturation? What is sucking to soaking? Another one of those dichotomies where you're like, Brad, what are we talking about? We could ask the Jewish culture, what is soaking? And we could ask pretty much anybody, what is sucking? I don't know, you respond in the comments, or probably can't in the comments. Because again, you can't be a human being on planet Earth. It's one thing that we've realized. What is sensorality? A bunch of people telling other people not to be people in a variety of ways. Is prime mature? Maturing ripens. Sensorality ripens. Ripen, stipend. An annuity is a stipend. Oh, I never thought about that. Sensorality is annuitality. What is annuity to continuity? All right, if I get an annuity and I get my payments, are they continuous? Nothing's continuous, I don't think. What is fluidity to continuity? Is continuity fluid? Is fluidity continuous? Do individual liquid molecules move? So this is another thing. Go look at a pond, go outside, do this specifically outside. I don't know why. At least on a personal level, whenever I'm in nature, it just, again, it filters and removes a lot of bullshit. And I think that's true for everybody. But if you go look at a pond and you just see the water like moving, the water waving, right? Water waves. And so if you look at those waves and then ask yourself, right, are each of those individual water molecules moving throughout in relation to the other water molecules, right? If I move my notebook, it's very clear that I am sitting here, right? It's very clear what is moving. Yep, the notebook has other atoms. It is a bulk object. There is gap in the mass, but we can clearly distinctly see this one thing moving through other things. And then remember, quantum mechanics isn't a unique domain of, right, there is absolute size, but all of our measurements are bounded by proportions. And so what is, really small to us is not really small. The electron is really small to us, but what's internal to the electron is not even known to us. But what is, right, the proton is really small to us, but the quark is really small to the proton as a whole. And that type of just scaling proportionality there is definitive size, but you're bounded within this perception range, right? Your eyeballs see this wavelength that's limited, right? And all of our sensation is limited in the same type of spectrum way. And so getting to the do individual liquid molecules move, like when you're thinking about that, like a discrete object, it's clear to see the movement of this notebook. But each individual water molecule, it doesn't look like the individual ones are moving. And I don't think they are, right? The momentum is passed as a wave throughout the entire, then we're back to like, what is a medium? Is it in the ether? Like, what do things move through? Is that the right verbiage? I mean, again, there's no logical paradoxes. So if something's conceptually feeling uncomfortable, cumbersome, it's, again, you're missing something, me included, you included, everybody. And if there's, again, we're trying to generate a definitive question, and working through this intuition is what gets us there, I guess. But do individual liquid molecules move? I don't think so. Movementality is not staticality. Movement is not vibrant. Vibrant is static. Vibrant rants. Natural definition. Ranting is monotonous. Sensorality is undifferentiated. Sensorality is unaffiliated. Affiliation differentiates. Hey, what school are you with? Hey, what business are you representing? So on and so forth. Differentiation, inference. Inference, interference. Are spirals chiral? One kind of question left over from yesterday's episode. And so, again, that question about, because again, we've already derived and proven the entire logical structure that exists. And so it's like when people even have like, again, open math questions, it's like the entire process of analysis has been demonstrated. There is nothing else I can do. You guys have to choose to respect the law at some point. That does not seem possible or likely. Continue to emphasize my rights are violated. There's no point. No one cares about my life. That is what I have for right now. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.